Okay, welcome back to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? The one where the energy in the room is just electric, kind of crackling with possibility, because you know you're watching something where anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That was absolutely the vibe surrounding Money in the Bank 2025, live from Los Angeles. It's a night built on, well, high stakes, potential game changers, and yeah, a whole lot of ladders.
It truly is one of those pivotal events on the calendar. Money in the Bank is really designed to inject unpredictability.
Yeah.
You know, to set the stage for future headline matches.
Right.
You go in knowing that whoever walks out with those briefcases holds a golden ticket that could change everything for them and, well, for the champions too.
Exactly. And for this deep dive, we're tearing into everything that went down at this year's event. Our source material for this is a comprehensive recap that lays out all the key moments, the surprises, and of course the big outcomes.
Yeah, and our mission today is to go beyond just like reading the results. We're going to unpack the significance of what happened, highlighting the details from the source that tell us why these moments matter and what they potentially mean for the landscape moving forward.
So let's set the scene a bit.
Mm-hmm.
The event came from the brand new Intuit Dome in Los Angeles, California. Date was June 7th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
For those in Central Europe, you were probably up late or maybe up early, depending on how you look at it, catching it live on the night of June 8th, kicking off at 1 a.m. CEST. The recap mentioned a huge engaged crowd, too, something like 17,100 fans filling the arena. They definitely made their presence felt.
Oh, absolutely. And before the main show even kicked off, there was the standard 2-hour countdown to WWE Money in the Bank 2025 pre-show.
Right, the usual buildup.
Exactly. As our source describes it, these pre-shows are all about building anticipation, putting the spotlight firmly on the key feuds, and naturally hyping up those two huge Money in the Bank ladder matches that, you know, everyone was buzzing about.
Yeah, they ran down the card, previewing matches like that high-stakes clash between Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental title.
That had big stipulations.
Huge.
Yeah.
And that unique Intercontinental Championship match featuring Dominik Mysterio against Octagon Jr. that stemmed from that whole WWAA Worlds Collide thing, right?
Yeah, interesting crossover there. And then that main event tag team match, the World Championship Civil War, pairing Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against undisputed WWE champion John Cena and Logan Paul. Just an intriguing setup.
Definitely.
The pre-show host, you had Big E, Wade Barrett, Michael Cole, and Pat McAfee. They were there, you know, offering their insights and predictions. Plus, backstage segments, superstar arrivals featuring folks like Kathy Kelly, Peter Rosenberg, Vic Joseph, Byron Saxton.
Yeah.
It all added to the atmosphere, helped frame the stories going in.
Yeah, gets you ready for the main course.
Yeah.
And then the main event finally arrived. Our source noted the standard opening with the American National Anthem, you know, a moment of tradition. But right after that, no time wasted, straight into the first match, kicking the night off with one of the biggest contests on the whole card.
That's right. The show opened with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
And the participants, Alicia Taylor announced them, really set the stage. You had Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Roxanne Perez, Julia, Stephanie Valkyria, and the final highly anticipated entrant, Rhea Ripley.
Big reaction for her.
Oh, yeah. The recap specifically highlighted that Rhea Ripley's entrance just ignited the crowd, drew the most significant reaction by, like, a wide margin.
Yeah, you could tell. The match itself went just over 25 minutes, and it was packed with that kind of chaotic, high-risk action you expect from a Money in the Bank ladder match, you know?
Totally.
The recap specifically mentioned some moments that really stood out and got strong crowd reactions.
Yeah, you can almost feel the energy just reading about it. About 15 minutes in, the source notes that a sequence involving Julia and Roxanne Perez got the fans on their feet, chanting, "This is awesome."
Right, that kind of organic reaction tells you they were really delivering something special in there.
Absolutely.
And then you had those brutal high-impact spots using the ladders. Stephanie Valkyria delivered her signature Devil's Kiss move to Rhea Ripley.
Oh, yeah, I read that part.
Using a ladder that was set up horizontally between the ring and another ladder on the outside. That looked painful, really painful.
And right after that, talk about like teamwork or maybe just incredible timing.
Right.
Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez, working from that same elevated ladder structure, simultaneously hit code red moves.
Yeah.
The athleticism described there is just, wow, off the charts.
Incredible stuff. And it wasn't just the action in the ring that caught attention either. The recap noted the cameras panned to the front row, showing some notable faces from AAA, you know, Mexico's Lucha Libre promotion.
Oh, interesting. Who'd they spot?
Let's see. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Mr. Iguana, Pagano Psycho Clown, and the current AAA mega champion El Hijo de Vikingo, all taking in the show. It's kind of cool seeing that crossover presence.
Definitely adds another layer to the whole atmosphere. But the ultimate goal, right, the big prize. Naomi battled through all that chaos, reached the top of the ladder, and grabbed the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah.
Huge career-altering victory for her.
Massive moment for Naomi. Okay, so moving on from that first ladder match, the next title on the line was the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Dominik Mysterio, with Liv Morgan in his corner, defending against Octagon Jr.
Right. The recap pointed out this match was relatively short, wasn't it? Clocked in at just under 5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty quick. And the decisive factor in the outcome, according to the source, was Liv Morgan's interference. Again.
Figures.
She successfully distracted or disrupted Octagon Jr., allowing Dirty Dom to capitalize. Dominik then hit the frog splash, got the pinfall, retained his Intercontinental title. So, yeah, Morgan's influence continues to be a big factor in Dominik's matches.
It seems like it. Okay, up next, another championship contested. The WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Champion Lyra Valkyria facing off against her former mentor, Becky Lynch.
And this wasn't just a standard title match, right? It came with those significant stipulations, which the recap detailed.
Yeah, tell us about those again.
Well, if Becky Lynch lost, the source noted she wouldn't get another title shot as long as Lyra held the championship. Big stakes for Becky.
Wow, okay.
Conversely, if Becky won, Lyra was required to raise Becky's arm in victory. These kinds of conditions really ratchet up the tension, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. It makes the outcome about more than just the title itself. The match went for over 15 minutes, and in a kind of surprising finish, actually, Becky Lynch secured the win via a schoolboy pin.
A schoolboy, so a title change. Becky Lynch is the new champion.
That's right.
And the post-match scenario was arguably just as significant as the match itself, precisely because of that stipulation. The source described Lyra Valkyria having to fulfill her obligation, raising Becky's arm extremely unwillingly. You could just feel the tension.
Yeah, you could picture that. Awkward.
Totally. Becky even requested Lyra place the title belt around her waist, which Lyra also did. But that forced compliance just immediately gave way to aggression. Lyra wasted zero time, attacking Becky right after, hitting a German suplex and her Nightwing finishing move.
Wow. Okay, so that sequence tells a whole story right there. The resentment, the bitterness just boiling over despite being forced into that moment of quote-unquote respect.
Exactly. It deepens their feud significantly. It's not just about the title anymore. It's clearly personal now, stemming from that forced show of sportsmanship.
Definitely sets up what's next for them. All right, so after the women's intercontinental drama, it was time for the second potential career maker of the night. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
The big one. The lineup for this featured Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, LA Knight, Penta, Andrade, and El Grande Americano.
This match was a real marathon, wasn't it? Over 33 minutes. And the recap highlights that it was just absolutely packed with chaos, shifting alliances, and some truly shocking moments that, well, nobody saw coming.
For sure. And the man who survived all that and climbed to the top? Seth Rollins. He's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Seth freaking Rollins does it again.
But this is where the recap gets into the really complex layers of the event. Early on, the source noted an interesting moment where Seth Rollins seemed to, intentionally call out Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, maybe hoping they'd clear the ring for him.
Right, like using their power to his advantage.
Maybe. And when Breaker and Reed were left standing, they were then confronted by Jacob Fatu and JC Mateo. The chaos then spilled outside the ring when Braun Breaker speared JC Mateo clean through a barricade.
Ooh, vicious.
That left Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed to face off inside the ring. Fatu hit some impressive offense, a pop-up Samoan drop, a suicide dive on Reed, looked great. Following that, the source notes Fatu re-entered the ring and actually seemed to help Solo Sikoa, setting up a ladder for him.
Okay, so it looked like, a united front for the bloodline, right?
Yeah.
Solo starts climbing the ladder, seemingly on his way to grabbing the contract, looked like it was his, but then
the unexpected. Fatu grabbed Solo's foot, stopped him cold.
Wait.
This is the moment the recap really emphasized for its sheer surprise factor. Fatu then apparently screamed at Solo, reportedly yelling, "I hate you."
Wow.
He followed up with a kick, a moonsault, and then the most impactful blow, finishing off Solo Sikoa with a spinning solo that sent Solo crashing through a ladder outside the ring.
That is absolutely massive. An internal conflict within that group just exploding onto the main stage during a Money in the Bank match.
Unbelievable.
It wasn't just Solo losing. It was Jacob Fatu actively violently costing him the match and delivering a huge statement that changes everything we thought we knew about the dynamics there.
Yeah,
Just
totally reshapes things. Okay, moving slightly away from the in-ring action for a second, the event also featured a couple of significant announcements. A video package played, confirming the return of WrestleMania to Las Vegas next year, 2026.
Vegas again. Cool.
Yep. The recap noted it will once again be a two-night event at the Allegiant Stadium, scheduled for April 18th and 19th. So mark your calendars.
Will do. And looking even sooner, there were announcements about the upcoming Monday Night Raw, right?
Yeah, the recap mentioned the return of Nikki Bella is scheduled for Raw, and a major World Heavyweight Championship match is confirmed. Jey Uso challenging Gunther.
Okay, big match set for Raw then. Good stuff.
Finally, the night culminated with the main event, that tag team match billed as the World Championship Civil War. It pitted Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso against the undisputed WWE champion John Cena and Logan Paul.
This match was really highly anticipated, wasn't it? Putting those established stars against that dynamic, if kind of unusual pairing of Cena and Logan Paul, it went just under 24 minutes, according to the recap.
And the outcome. It saw Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso securing the victory. Cody Rhodes got the decisive pinfall over John Cena after hitting the crossroads.
Big win for Cody and Jey. But as is often the case in these high-stakes main events, the finish wasn't exactly clean, was it? There was interference.
Not at all clean. The recap detailed how John Cena had actually used the championship belt as a weapon against Cody earlier. However, the tides turned when a masked person suddenly ran into the ring and attacked Cena.
That's cursed it person, okay.
And that masked figure was quickly unmasked to reveal R-Truth.
R-Truth, of course.
The recap highlighted that R-Truth then hit John Cena with the championship belt himself before making his escape back through the crowd. And the source noted the crowd reacted with loud cheers for R-Truth. Big pop for him.
Classic R-Truth chaos.
Yeah.
Injecting himself into the biggest moment. That distraction and, well, direct interference allowed Cody Rhodes to recover, hit the crossroads on Cena, and get the pin for the win. It just proves you truly never know what's going to happen, especially when truth is around.
Never. The event concluded with Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso celebrating their big main event victory in the ring, having overcome the odds and that unexpected interference.
So let's just quickly bring it all together and recap the major outcomes from this deep dive into Money in the Bank 2025.
Okay. We saw Naomi win the women's Money in the Bank contract, giving her that guaranteed championship opportunity whenever she wants it. Seth Rollins captured the men's contract under, well, some incredibly chaotic circumstances involving that Fatu turn.
Right.
On the championship front, Becky Lynch regained the women's Intercontinental title from Lyra Valkyria in a match just loaded with personal tension and that post-match aggression.
Yeah, that story's not over.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dominik Mysterio retained his Intercontinental Championship, thanks again to the assistance of Liv Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
And in the main event, Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso defeated John Cena and Logan Paul with a crucial assist from an unexpected R-Truth appearance.
These results aren't just, entries in a record book. They're really the foundation for future storylines, aren't they? Those Money in the Bank contract winners now loom over every champion, ready to cash in at basically any moment.
Creates instant suspense.
Exactly. And the title changes and defenses, particularly those influenced by outside factors or leading to post-match attacks, like with Becky and Lyra, they inject fresh conflict and set up immediate feuds. This deep dive really shows how one night can completely shift the power dynamics.
Indeed. The landscape presented in the sources is definitely different after this event, for sure.
And building on that theme of unpredictability and unexpected appearances, particularly this shocking turn by Jacob Fatu against Solo Sikoa in the men's MITB match, and R-Truth's critical intervention in the main event.
Yeah, those are huge moments.
It kind of raises an important question for you, the listener, to consider. What do these sudden, seemingly out-of-nowhere interventions from figures like Jacob Fatu and R-Truth really signify? What does it mean for the established alliances, the hierarchies within key factions, like the Bloodline, and the overall balance of power going forward?
Are these just isolated incidents, maybe moments of madness? Or are we seeing the first real cracks in some major foundations that are going to lead to even bigger shifts down the road?
Something definitely worth mulling over as we see how things unfold.
Absolutely. And hey, before you go, if you found this deep dive valuable and, gain some insight into the Money in the Bank 2025 event,
We hope you did.
please consider liking this deep dive, maybe leaving a comment below with your thoughts on the show or those big surprises. We love to hear what you think. And definitely subscribe so you don't miss our future explorations of the material you care about.
Yeah, we truly enjoy going on these deep dives with you. Until next time.